Well, that just flat out sucked. The Phillies lose 7-2 to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they play a very, very flat baseball game as they only collect 2 hits in this game, and they were able to score 2 runs. But 2 hits is kind of anemic and disappointing, and that's not going to be enough to win you a baseball game. And today it was not. Obviously, there was a huge rain delay, so that threw everything off. No excuses. You still got to go out there and get the win and play good baseball. And this just wasn't any life out of this Phillies team. Like I said, it was late at night. I went to bed before the game was over, so I didn't really get to see the end of the game. I mean, it's really, really late. I would have watched the whole entire game if, it would have been played on time. Obviously, they started the game, and then it got rain delay. Really, really bad storms, like really, really bad wind. And it wasn't as bad as everyone thought it would be, but it was still pretty bad. So they were out, I think, 2 hours or so. 2 hours and 30-some minutes. And then they finally resumed again at 10:30 at night, 10:35, I believe it was, the exact time. So, it was kind of a weird night. Today will be a 12:30 start. So, how about that? The players, they have to stay up until I'm sure they probably got home last night around 2 a.m. probably, or maybe even later. And then they have to get up early in the morning and go to a game because they had to be there 4 to 5 hours early before the game. So, not much sleep they probably got last night, but that's their job. So I'm sure they'll probably just rest after the game today. So let's just jump right into scoring. Top of the first inning, A.J. Pollock hits a sacrifice fly out to right field. Bryce Harper makes the catch. Max Muncy comes around to score, and it's 1-0 Los Angeles. Then we jump ahead top of the sixth inning. Julio Reyes does it for himself. He singles on ground ball to center. Enrique Hernandez comes around to score, and it is 2-0 Dodgers. Bottom of the sixth inning, Brad Miller walks, and Cesar Hernandez comes around to score. It's now 2-1. And then we tie it up. Adam Hazley grounds out to the pitcher, and Scott Kingery comes around to score, and it's knotted up at 2. Top of the seventh, David Freese. It's a 2-run home run off Juan Nicasio because Juan Nicasio doesn't know how to pitch, and it's now 4-2 LA. They go on to hold the lead from there. Justin Turner also hits a 2-run shot in the top of the eighth. Make it 6-2. Then Kike Hernandez singles, and A.J. Pollock comes around to score, and it's now 7-2, and that would be your ball game. 7-2 the final score. So take a look at the box score. Cesar Hernandez 0 for 4. Also scored a run. He also struck out twice. Scott Kingery 1 for 2. He's no longer batting leadoff. 2 walks today. Bryce Harper 0 for 3. Walked once. Struck out twice. One of the strikeouts was a Bush League call by Chris Conroy, I believe his name is. I literally despise him. Bryce Harper clearly checked the swing, and he said he went around. Bryce Harper threw his hands up in the air and was in disbelief, as he should have been. I do not blame Harper for being upset there. That was a Bush League call by one of probably my least favorite umpire in baseball. I literally despise Chris Conroy. He threw out Hector Neris yesterday after he hit David Freese. It's ridiculous. He did not deserve to get thrown out there. So I literally can't stand this umpiring crew. And I just don't like. We've had terrible umpires the past couple series, so that's just. And Hector Neris, by the way, was suspended 3 games for that. Total Bush League. I do not like that at all. That really, really pisses me off. Hector Neris did not deserve to be suspended, but we'll talk about that later. So Harper got screwed on the call. Ice Hoskins 0 for 3. Brad Miller 0 for 3. Adam Hazley 1 for 4. Nick Williams, obviously, Jay Bruce was placed on a 10-day IL, left oblique strain, so Nick Williams has been called up. Nick Williams went 0 for 3, 167 hitter. He's in Andrew Knapp territory, ladies and gentlemen. And speaking of the devil, Andrew Knapp, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. JT Muto, 0 for 2. JT Muto is very inconsistent. He really is. JD Hammer, 0 for 1. Franco, 0 for 1. Segura 0 for 1, and Roman Quinn 0 for 1. Took a look at the pitchers today. Nick Pivetta, 2 and 1/3, 1 run, 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. He nearly needs to cut back on the walks. J.D. Hammer, 1 and 2/3, 1 hit, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Jose Alvarez, an inning with 1 strikeout. Garcia, an inning, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Nicasio, 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and obviously the home run given up. Then Davis, 2 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and a home run given up. And that's your walk rate. As the Dodgers beat the Phillies 7-2. So just kind of a disappointing game here. And like I said, today's a 12:35 start. Ross Stripling. Oh, it's live TV game today. You can watch it on YouTube for free. Ross Stripling for the Los Angeles Dodgers will go against Aaron Nola of the Philadelphia Phillies, obviously. So Ross Stripling is 4-3 with a 3.65 ERA. Nola is 8-2 with a 3.63 ERA. Aaron Nola has been dominant his last few starts. So hopefully the Phillies could split today. I'd be content with that. I really would. I'd be content with a split. I said that going into the series, and I think there's a chance that we will split the series, and I think it's a really good chance. So obviously the lineups are not out yet, but Stripling versus Nola. So let's talk about this Hector Neris getting suspended 3 games thing. This will affect us, and it really pisses me off why Major League Baseball would suspend him for that. It really would. If you want to throw him out of the game, I do not think that was intentional. But if you want to throw him out of the game, then sure, go ahead. But to suspend him, I mean, the Major League Baseball, their rules have gotten way out of it. I mean, it used to be, and if it was on purpose, it used to be if you hit someone, it was retaliation, and it was like bad blood. It's almost like us and the Mets, right? Like you hit someone when you're mad at them, and now Major League Baseball, they used to kind of, I wouldn't say encourage it. They won't come out and say it. They didn't come out and say they encouraged it, but they kind of liked it. It was good for the game. There was bad blood. There were like the rivalry, the Red Sox and Yankees rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Phillies and Mets, Dodgers and Giants. Like there's a rivalry. Obviously, the Red Sox and the Yankees have the biggest one, but baseball love that. But now that they suspend people, obviously, if you're gonna throw 99 at his head, then I by all means suspend him. But now they don't really. Now they don't really make the game as fun as it used to be when you do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I do still not think Hector Neris was intentional with that. So I think that Chris Conroy, like I said, I talked about him earlier. He's a trash umpire, and he never should have thrown out Hector Neris there. So ridiculous. I do not like that at all. So Bryce Harper, after getting a great night last night, 2 for 3 yesterday, 2 days ago, I should say, after having a great night. Obviously, I didn't want to make a video last night. It's too late. I was in bed by the time that game was over, asleep. Bryce Harper went 2 for 3 with a home run, and obviously that big walk-off double. Since I had 2 guests on here, I couldn't really – I wanted to let them speak, but I was really pumped about that, guys. I know I didn't really show that much excitement yesterday. I was pumped. I was really, really excited. So, and I mean yesterday, I meant 2 days ago. I keep saying yesterday. When I had those 2 guys on there, I was pumped. I know I didn't really show it, but I was really excited about that Bryce Harper. That was a huge hit. There was a couple of huge hits he got there. So right now he sits at 255, 17 home runs, 67 RBIs, 63 walks on the year. He's having a solid season, I'd say. Solid season. He's underperformed a little bit, but that's okay. He'll figure it out. For a guy who's been underperforming, this has been a pretty good season. I mean, for a guy who, has underperformed, I mean, it could be a heck of a lot worse. I think people are going a little bit out of proportion. So, Bryce Harper, it just seems when he gets his average up to 257, then he goes 0 for 3. He needs to get his average up above the 260, 270 mark, and he needs to hit around 30 home runs. If he could finish, like I said, with 30 home runs, 30-plus home runs, which I do think he will finish with, get his average up around 260, 270, he'll have over 100 RBIs, a career high for him. He'll have over 100 walks. That would be a good first year in Philadelphia. Is that a little underachieving? Yes. But he's not far off, ladies and gentlemen. He's not that far off. He really isn't. He's not that far off. And next year, he could come back and hit 280 with 40-plus home runs. That would be the Bryce Harper that we paid for with the hair flip, right? And the generating tickets and the merchandise, right? Am I right? I think I am. Also, I'm going to leave a link in the description below for a Bryce Harper fan page that I run. It's called Harper Fanatics. Please go give it a follow. I'll leave it in the description below. I have daily stats of him. I post cool pictures. Let's go check it out. If you don't want to follow it, that's cool, but it's just cool. So I'm really happy. I've had it since June 15th, I think. So Bryce Harper fan page, link in the description below. So I don't really know what to expect out of this game today. I do think we will win. I think we're going to split this series, and we're going to go to Pittsburgh, and I'd like to take 2 out of 3. But you just don't know. I mean, we seem to never score when Aaron Nola pitches for some reason. I don't know why. And every time that he pitches, we always seem to go play the game away, to give it away, like we did last time against the Nats, right? We were up 4-3. We were up like 3-2, and then Juan Soto hit a 2-run home run. Hector Neris blew it. So we always seem to give the game away when Aaron Nola's pitching. So hopefully that does not happen today. And the Washington Nationals lost. Their bullpen imploded. Matt Grace, Michael Franco obviously hit a big home run against him. Matt Grace totally imploded, and the Nationals lost. And I love to see that. So at this point, we're not obviously winning the division. Andy McPhail even said that. So I think at this point, you just got to get ready for the wild card. We hold the second seed in the wild card. So the Braves have lost 2 straight. So we're 8.5 games out of first place. There's a possibility of maybe we could come back, but I'd say it's like a 5% chance. I do think we might. I think we have a good chance of making that second wild card spot. I really do. We have a good chance of making that second wild card spot. We're out of it right now. We're half a game out of the wild card spot, the second wild card spot. Milwaukee is ahead of us by, like I said, a half a game, and it's going to be a dogfight, really. The Arizona Diamondbacks are in it. The St. Louis Cardinals, the Giants. If you could believe it or not, the Giants are only 2 games under 500. They played fantastic baseball since June 1st. So like the Nationals, and they're in it, believe it or not. So people keep saying they're going to trade Bumgarner. I mean, they might have to reconsider here. So obviously the Mets swept out the Twins. Who the heck gives a crap? The Mets are way out of it. They're still 6. These people have to understand they're still 7 games under. They're not going to do anything. Okay, I'm not worried about the New York Mets because they took 2 out of 3 from the trash Miami Marlins team. I understand we can't beat them, but just because we can't beat them doesn't mean other teams can beat them. So and they did sweep out the Twins. And the Twins are a good team, I will say. 2-game series, but it's not going to last. I just want to say that it's not going to last. And the Mets are not a legit team, so I'm not worried about it. So that's pretty much it. That's the news around baseball. 12:35, the first pitch. Ross Stripling versus Aaron Nola. And then we have to go to Pittsburgh for 3 games, and then Detroit. And then we go home back to play the Braves. That's going to be tough. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please smash the like button on this video. Please tell all your friends about these videos. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. And thank you guys so much for the support. There's haters out there everywhere, so you just gotta block them out and just do your job. So thank you guys so much for watching. You really, the people out there who are positive and give a lot of support, I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.